Now we turn to Belgium. Police have arrested 6 people in their investigation into Tuesday's ISIL-suicide bombings in Brussels. The Federal Prosecutor's Office said the arrests came during police searches of city neighborhoods as well as in the center of the Belgian capital. Police found explosives and other bomb-making material earlier this week in an apartment in Schaerbeek, believed to be used by the suicide bombers. At least 31 people were killed in the attack, while some 270 were wounded. Kate Parkinson tells us more about this investigation.
Salah Abdel Salam, who was arrested here in Brussels last week, had told investigators over the weekend, just a few days before the Brussels attacks, that he was involved in planning further attacks. But now he's saying that he didn't know anything about Tuesday's attacks. His lawyer said that when investigators had visited him on Tuesday, he didn't want to answer any questions. And in a big turnaround, his lawyer said today that his client will no longer be fighting his extradition to France. He is, of course, wanted in France to answer questions on the November terror attacks, which he is suspected of being involved in. Let's have a listen to what his lawyer had to say.
The fact is, he wants to go back and go to France as fast as possible. I think that only a small part of the case is here in Brussels. So I think he wants to explain himself in France, and that's a good thing.
Meanwhile, authorities here in Brussels are still looking for some very key suspects involved in Tuesday's terror attacks. They're still looking for the so-called man in white. He was the individual who, it is believed, pushed a trolley carrying a suitcase full of explosives into the airport and then fled the scene before the bombs went off. And we've heard today that there may be a suspected second bomber involved in the metro attack. These 2 individuals still at large, authorities still looking for them, massive manhunts underway. Now, despite the fact that these 2 key individuals are still on the run, the authorities have announced this evening that they are reducing the country's terror threat from its maximum level. It's bringing it down by 1 notch. That means the danger of an imminent attack has been reduced. So certainly a small sense of relief to the people here in the Belgian capital. Meanwhile, the wait goes on for information on the 31 people who were killed. We haven't had an official announcement of who those individuals are. Authorities are asking for more time to identify the bodies. They say that it is a slow process partly because of the bad condition that some of the bodies are in. So that's obviously very distressing for the families. And there are also a lot of people who are waiting for news of their loved ones. We're seeing a lot of pictures still being posted on social media. People who haven't heard from their loved ones since the attacks. They're worried that they may be among the dead, maybe among the critically injured. And obviously this is extremely distressing for many people as that wait goes on. Kate Parkinson, CCTV, Brussels.